Welcome back. It's time for that chat that we've been looking forward to. We are now going to sit down with the phenomenal actor Shefali Shah. Now, her unforgettable role in Delhi Crime, which you must have seen, her award-winning turn in Jalsa, Shefali captivated audiences with her depth and authenticity.
Looking ahead, Shefali gives us a glimpse of her excitement for 2025, the growth that she's proud of this year, and the roles that she's most eager to explore in the future. We've also asked her some of her thoughts on sustainability, the creatives that she wants to work with, and we get to hear all about her admiration for one actor in particular. But we're not going to tell you yet. Let's get straight into it right here on the show. Shefali, thank you so much for joining us early in the morning right here on the show. Shefali, there's a post of yours that went viral recently on Instagram in which you talked about the fact that, after it being difficult to coordinate a family trip, you decided to go on a solo trip to Rishikesh for rafting. And it's a post that a lot of women really resonated with. So we wanted to ask you first, how was the trip? And also any message to the women listening right now?
So one of them, it's quite liberating, and it's just freedom. You're not revolving around other people's time of, acha tumko abhi khana hai, should we go to the restaurant? What do you want to eat, etc., etc. Or I want to do this. What is the activity you'd like to do? I was just on my own. I could do what I felt like doing. I practically did nothing for all those days except go rafting and sit by the river endlessly. And I think it was great. Yeah, I wasn't waiting. I just wasn't waiting anymore, which was really good. Yeah. And for the women, it's not, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, where people ask me, what is it that you'd want to tell women? What is it that you'd want to tell girls? We have a lot of dreams and we have a lot of thoughts and imagination when you're growing up. And we start eradicating it as you deal with reality, one by one by one. It's like, oh, air hostess to main ban nahi sakti ab. Oh, I can't climb the Mount Everest. But I think you should keep that as a bucket list. You never know what you will be able to do at what point of time. And why not do it? Because you will reach a point of time when everyone around you is busy. And fair enough. I mean, they have their own lives. So either you keep waiting and then feeling miserable about it, or say, you know what, I can do this. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an out-of-town trip. It could be for 2 hours, just go watch a film and come back. Or just go to one of the bookstores, sit there, have a coffee, read a book. So I think that little time out for yourself is very important. Because if you keep depending on others, it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, we were just talking about it, and you're right, never say never. But Shefali, let's shift to your acting for a while. The last year, couple of years, in fact, has seen you in very confident roles, in very powerful roles, if I can call it that. Delhi Crime, just one of them, really. Is there a trend to it? Are you on purpose choosing these characters? And then also, viewers would love to know the secret to your confidence that really oozes out of these roles.
I think, it's confidence, yes, but there is also this particular thing that comes with age is, I don't care what people think. Which I don't know if it's good or bad, but the way to look at it is that you spend such a big part of your life just fitting into people's image, or what will they like me, will this work for someone, etc., that it's quite nice to feel that, I don't want to do this anymore just because somebody else wants me. As far as strong roles are concerned, maybe subconsciously it was a choice, because consciously it wasn't. I pick a role because the character, the story, the writing of it, the director, the nuances of a character, all of this excites me. So it's not, I'll only pick a role where there is a strong woman. For example, I just did a film, I did a film called Three of Us.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Shailaja, who's an extremely vulnerable, fragile girl, woman. So it's doesn't mean she doesn't have her own kind of silent strength. And honestly, I feel that there is a lot of strength in vulnerability. There's a lot of strength in that. So if you're saying, is this a conscious question, a conscious choice of doing roles which present me as a strong woman? I haven't thought of it that way.
Shefali, this is a question we're discussing a lot on the show today. Growth that you've made this year that you're proud of. Any change you saw yourself make that you know really are proud of?
Not because it's just happened, but honestly, this trip was a big one for me. I think it is my first step on a solo trip, on taking a solo trip. And my New Year resolution, in fact, is going to be that I'm going to travel a lot. If my family, my friends can join me, great. But if they can't, I'm still going to do it. I should have done that all along, but I didn't. And it doesn't mean that I'm shying away from my responsibilities or anything, but it just means that I love traveling. If nobody can make the time or they don't have the inclination towards it, fair enough. I mean, I completely comprehend and understand. That is one of the things. The second is, I guess, I don't know, but I don't know whether that's a right or a good choice or a good thought, but I am becoming more and more impatient towards incompetency. You know, we handle everyone with kid gloves. And there is a difference between respect and handling somebody with kid gloves. When somebody is working with me, and if they're doing something wrong, I will explain it once, twice, thrice. But then you're obviously not putting in your mind, and this is what you want. This is your choice. You made this choice. There are so many people putting in their hard work, love and sweat into this. So you bloody well do it right. You don't have a reason to not do it right. You know, even if I'm saying, even if you don't love the work, this is what is paying you, right? I have to be honest to what I do.
Yeah. Shefali, you sound like a woman who's really coming into her own in the coming year, which brings you to the question of what is it that you're looking forward to in 2025? Are there some roles on the cards, some series, some movies that you want to share with us?
So honestly, there are 2-3 scripts that I've read, which I've said I want to do. It's going to take time to put it all together, of course. The director and producers and whatever. It takes time for a film. So I'm hoping that probably the first semester, we should start something. But there's some really interesting, fun scripts that I have. I finished Delhi Crime this month. I mean, in January. I finally wrap it. Hisab will be ready to release at some point. I mean, I don't know when they're planning to release it, but that was great fun. Making that movie was a lot of fun. And but I wish I could talk about this because abhi tak I don't even know when we are going to be. You know, I just know that there's a script I loved and it is totally crazy and love the character, but I don't know how long it's going to take for it to actually go on floor. But they're still trying to figure the other stuff attached to it.
Shefali, can we talk about one more thing that's trending right now? So shifting topics a little bit, your Abraham and Thakur outfit, you know, it was a outfit with garbage bags, different CDs made, woven inside it, quite a cool outfit. But sustainability, is it something that you're genuinely passionate about?
I'm surprised it's come in vogue. It's ridiculous to even say that. Our mothers and grandmothers have always done sustainability. कल का चावल है, आज उसका मसाला चावल बनता ही है. अगर काफ्तान फट गया, काट के you make a midi, a mini, a top, and then finally a pocha. There's been the whole culture of hand-me-down. Yeah. I mean, these are things that have been in our. It's just been there in our lives. I don't know why we've woken up to it today. So it's like, I don't remember ever throwing a cloth bag away because I know I will make use of it. And I forget that. Recently, my sister's birthday was there. I gave her a gift basket, okay, with lots of stuff. I bought the decoration bag because I will be doing it for somebody else. Rather than going and buying those stupid plastic flowers which came on somebody's Diwali basket to me, I'll put it on somebody else's, which will make it look pretty, but I will use it. You know, so I don't think this is a new thing that we look. This is not new. We just do it. For example, when our diary, we have the numbered, abhi aayega, there'll be all these 2025 diaries. 2024 diaries में कितने सारे pages हैं जो खाली पड़े हुए हैं. You use it for your घर का हिसाब. It's not rocket science. You put a punch, you tie it up, and then you use those pages to, write your lists and stuff. So this is just, it has to be a way of life. There's really nothing. Honestly, I'm surprised why this has been even made into a, oh my God, we are doing this. We are not doing this. I mean, dude, this is what you should have always done.
Yeah, yeah. I love how passionate you sound about sustainability. But Shefali, you've also had quite a year, from Filmfare Awards to so many hits. But talk to us a little bit, it's that time of the year, right? About bucket list creatives that you want to work with in the coming year. Some people, some roles, some characters, some individuals that you want to really be part of.
There would be Alfonso Cuarón,
This is
Phoebe
where you
Waller.
cut it
If I would love to do something that she'd write. There is Fahad Fasil that I'd love to work with. Raja Moli sir. Avinash again. We did 3 of us, but I want to work with him again. David Kelly. He makes some amazing, amazing shows and films. I think he's got a spectacular array of work that he's created. He's a producer and writer. And yeah, there's so many more. I mean, I would want to work with Benedict Cumberbatch, and I want to obviously just stand in the background holding a glass of water for Meryl Streep. I would happily do it. Or Kate Blanchett. Oh my God, I would want to be on that set just to watch them. If I could just stand there and watch these people, it would be like, it's, I mean, there's so many, and there's so many even in our country.
Amazing. Shefali, thank you for sharing just that list of creatives with us that you'd love to work with. It's so lovely to hear, right from directors to actors across the world. We hope that you get to see some of these names sort of crossed off your bucket list in the next year, of course, with a lot of travel. From our side, though, right now, we'd just like to wish you a happy New Year, Shefali.
Hi, everyone, and every single one of you who's watching The Breakfast Club, and even if you're not watching The Breakfast Club, a very, very, very happy New Year to all of you with the healthy juice and a sinful pancake and a lot of maple syrup and a lot of butter.
All right, indulgence is the name of the game. Thank you so much, Shefali, for joining us. That was something, huh?
That was so lovely. All right, we're going to head into a quick break. On the other side, we are not done bringing stories that are taking place across the country. In fact, we'll be touching on a story that's really, really left all of us shocked. Something that took place late last evening, the passing away of the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, someone loved for how gentle, how kind, how erudite he was in every speech he gave. We'll be touching on it in just a few minutes, in and after this short break.